Also currently live in my TikTok, so we're doing two things at once.
Oh, okay.
I thought it would be fun to show
Well,
my viewers.
Do you mind taking a couple? I was going to ask, do you mind taking a couple of questions from the fans in the room?
Yeah, no, of course. That's what we're here for.
Right on.
For
so
sure.
All right. So I'm going to start with, again, ladies first. Miss Latrice out of Texas.
Yeah.
Do you have something you'd like to ask?
Oh yeah, please.
Actually, Danny, you might remember me. We met each other at Texas Partner Weekend in 2021.
Oh, fun!
Yes.
I meet so many people at those things.
Now, here's the sad thing, okay? So we took pictures with each other, and they were so nice. But apparently, nobody really took the picture because it was not on my phone. The picture was not on my phone.
Oh no!
I was so upset. I was so upset. I didn't even know it until we got home that Sunday.
Oh no! I really should start reviewing them before sending people off, because I can't imagine that's the first time that's happened.
I get that. Doing that now.
I was so bummed. I was those were the greatest pictures that me and Danny took.
You're gonna have to just come to another one, I guess.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, me and my fiance and my son, we always go to Texas Partner Weekend.
Oh, I think I remember yeah, I do vaguely remember you. I think you had there were other people with you, and you had a child.
Yep.
Okay, I think I do remember that. Yes.
And but yeah, well, my question is, how do you like to watch Cujo, like, ever so often? Like, how many times a year do you watch it, if you watch it at all?
No, I don't think I've seen the entire film all the way through. I don't remember the last time I watched the whole thing. Most actors don't really watch their own work, to be honest. I mean, I'd be hard. You would be really hard pressed.
I've heard that.
To find an actor who actually watches their work. Maybe, of course, clips here and there, that sort of vibe, or something I come across, of course. But yeah, to like actually sit down and watch episodes of Who's the Boss or Cujo, it's just not happening. Especially Who's the Boss. But Cujo, I do enjoy watching Cujo. It's not a matter of like, oh, I don't like watching it. It's not like a whole movie where
you just don't. Yeah.
Watch them, you know. Yeah.
Right on. Thank you, Latrice. If anybody has questions, let us know in the chat. I will gladly bring you up. Okay. Mr. Wood, I know you probably have something, because I got that vibe from you, sir.
I do. Just about. Yeah, I was wondering if it was such a long time ago, Danielle. I was wondering if you had a fun memory on working on the movie.
Oh, good question. I mean, here's the thing. I don't actually remember a lot of the movie.
Right. It was a long time ago. Yeah.
I mean, it's hit or miss. Honestly, most of the memories that I have, are from pictures, which isn't really a memory, and from watching the movie, which is also not really a memory. I have a couple of moments of like flashes of the set, for sure. The set that I ran through, I have a memory of that for sure.
Okay.
For me, it was stuff like that, like the set, weird things like that, because you know what? Here's the reason. So when I'm acting, even as a child, I get so into it that I don't create memories. It's like a blank space when I'm actually, like, when the director says action, I don't have a memory of anything there because it's not me, it's the character. And a lot of actors are
Right.
like that. Like if you can get close enough to the character, your brain sort of gets put off to the side. So the memories I have are of the spaces between when I'm standing around watching them cut a pinto in half, or watching them build this amazing set length of a sound studio or a stage. Or I think I have a vague memory of the scene we just watched with the glass, because that was really shocking, and I had to pop back into myself to decide what to do, which was roll into the like footwell area. But really, that's kind of it. I have a picture. My mom, again, it was winter, so we were there filming during Christmas. So my mom put up a tiny little fake Christmas tree in our hotel room. I have a memory of sitting in the backyard of that house. There was a swing set in there back there, and I was sitting on the swings. Um, and somebody came up. My mom was there, and somebody walked up to us. I have no idea who. And my mom was like, "Is there somebody who lives in the house?" And they were like, "No, nobody's here. I mean, they do, but there's nobody here now." And she's like, "Really? I just saw someone standing up in that window." And they were like, "Really?" So they went and looked. Sure enough, nobody was there. But my mom was very psychic. So I think she was seeing a spirit in the window. But for me, I was like, not surprised at all. At that point in my life, I'd already experienced so many things with her that I was like, oh, okay, here we go again. That's really about it, honestly, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, cool. Thank
Fair
you.
enough. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Rachel, you said you had something. What do you got?
Yes, hi. It's a pleasure to meet you. I was wondering how old you were when you were in Cujo.
6. I had just turned 6. I had been working for 4 years before that already as an actor.
Nice.
But yeah, the producers of Cujo had seen me in the soap opera, and that's how I got invited to audition.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I know you had mentioned that you didn't really remember much, so I don't know if you'll be able to answer this question, but what I was going to ask you was, were there any moments where you were truly terrified?
Oh, absolutely no. Like 0. In
Okay,
fact,
that's good.
the one moment when I could have probably have been terrified was there was a time when the dog got into the car
Uh-huh.
when he wasn't supposed to. And they had always had like people waiting in case that should happen to like pull us out of the car. And when he got in, the dogs were trained to go after this little mouse that had like probably some sort of scent on it. I think maybe like mouse urine, or I don't know. Anyway, that was in the car. So the dog is only ever trying to get the mouse. That's all they cared about. And the dog got in the car, and sure enough, all he wanted to do was find the mouse. And so Dee and I were being like pulled out of the car, and I was laughing hysterically just watching the dog try to find the little mouse. I mean, and everybody else, of course, was having full blown panic. And I was like, look, he can't find the mouse. I mean, it's so silly. But no, yeah, I mean, it's a testament to the performance that most people are actually very convinced that I had to have been scarred from the movie. And Dee Wallace was convinced of it for years, as was the director. I hadn't seen the director for a long time. And then we were in person, and the first thing he said was, tell me how scarred you are. Are you okay? Like, do you still have any issues with that? And I was like, no, not at all. You really can't teach a 6-year-old how to do that, to be honest. Like, I can't explain to you how the universe was at play. There's no other way to put it. Like, to get into that performance and step away after each take and be like, okay, I'm good. Where are we going next? What scene's next? Like, you can't teach a 6-year-old how to do that. And part of it's because I'd already been doing it for years on the soap opera, which was dramatic, right? One of my favorite scenes in the soap opera was they set the set on fire. Like, they had locked my mom character and I in a closet, and then set the set on fire. And I just thought that was so fascinating. But the acting for that was like crazy. I mean, we were like this close to burned alive in the soap opera. But honestly, you can't teach a 6-year-old how to do that. And there's a small list of child actors who we can talk about who are able to get there and keep it separate, you know. Hold on, my dog's trying to get into the trash. Hold on.
That's all good.
Get out of there.
Is it now? Is his dog right? Not Cujo.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Mate, we just want to make sure it's Daniel's dog.
She's a little old
we just
lady.
want to
Her
make
name
sure
is
it's
Lucy.
Oh,
all right. Hi, Lucy.
Aw.
What kind of dog is Lucy?
She is a wire hair terrier.
Okay.
She's 15. She's just
Right
sweet.
on.
So cute.
Yeah.
That's
Still lively
cute.
enough to try to get into the trash, which is taller than her. So I love
they find
that.
a way. Those animals find a way.
Always, they always find a way.
Hey,
Yeah.
Matthew, we were talking earlier during the viewing. Did you have anything you want to bring up with Daniel?
oh, hello.
You can call me Dan or Danny.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh,
I have
just
the
going
Daniel
with
set up for. I teach. I'm also a teacher, so for that I have the Daniel there.
What do you teach?
So I've been teaching acting for the last 10 years, off and on. Specifically, I teach. I run an acting track for a summer camp, for an acting camp called Young Actors Theater Camp. I just got back. We were there for 33 days. And I run the acting track. So the showcases and the scripts and the material and the each track I had over 40 kids to sort of keep an eye on. So when we do those Zooms is why the name is that way.
Okay, no, all good. Sorry, I cut you off, Matthew. Is there anything you wanted to?
That's fine. That's fine. Oh, hello. Yes.
Hi.
Hello. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming in with us, and I'm honored. I'm honored to have this opportunity and to have you come in like this. And I didn't get to ask. I forgot to raise my hand.
Good.
We were
You're
talking to Steve.
good.
No worries.
happens.
You just wanted to say hi. That's always a good thing.
Oh, good. Yeah.
No problem.
Thank you,
it's nice to see someone who sort of I don't want to say grew up with me, but I'm about 7 years your senior, but
you old bastard, you.
Old bastard.
We're
We're all old at this point, right? Everybody
exactly.
in this room. Well, a lot of people in this room saw the movie when it first came out. Maybe not quite that.
Yeah.
I'm a couple years younger, but not much. I saw it in
I read
rental
the book,
store.
but anyway, we're all jumping.
Did you read the book before seeing the movie?
I believe so.
It's very different in lots of ways, and then totally the same in others.
Yeah, as it usually goes with Stephen King books. And yeah, wow, you had the honor of being in a Stephen King.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like totally wow.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those life things that I'll never not be grateful for. I never met him, unfortunately. I did talk to him on the phone apparently, but I don't remember it.
Oh wow.
He doesn't either though, right? Because he says at that time he was really going through it. So he doesn't even remember writing Cujo, apparently. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
I
there's
heard.
a whole period of time in there where he was just always not sober.
Yeah.
Sort of like a real life Shining or something.
I guess, yeah, definitely to that, right? There's apparently a Cujo 2 in the works, but I haven't heard anything else about it in quite a while. So
yeah, I heard it was going to be a remake. I didn't hear that it was going to be a sequel. I heard that it was going to be a remake.
You know, I don't. Yeah. I just all I heard was that Netflix had purchased rights to it. So I don't know if it was going to be a sequel or a reboot. I think it would be an awful idea to do a reboot. It doesn't make sense. So
I do. I do the same.
My brain's leaning towards sequel because a reboot, why would you ever, like, no one's ever going to remake The Shining. You're just not going to do it. Like, it's no.
Yeah.
So why anyone would ever do that, I don't know. We'll have to see. But that was also like 8 or 9 months ago. So I haven't heard anything since. And in fact, I didn't actually hear from them specifically. I heard it on the news, like with everyone else. No one from Netflix has ever contacted me about it.
Well, let me throw this out there then, because it seems like there's been, and I'll go even further back. Let's say up to maybe 10 or 15 years ago, Dan. that you see a lot of remakes. You see a lot of like reimaginations of films or whatever you want to call it. What is your thought on that? Because some of them they are redone. You know, are you leaving, Matthew?
No,
with
no.
The waving. Oh, okay.
Saying hi real quick.
Okay.
Oh, where'd I go?
Yeah, we're good. But what's your thoughts on remaking certain films?
Yeah, so I think one of the reasons we're seeing so much of it now is very specific, and it is specifically because of what's happening in the entertainment business. So, because I've been telling this story a lot with all the press I did recently with my Amazon picture, one of the stories I'm telling is about how bad the entertainment business currently is, and it is so bad. The story specifically that I love to tell people is about pilot season. You all know what pilot season is, right?
Yeah.
So everybody know what that is. Back in my day, there were anywhere
the old grizzled vet back in my day
60 to 100 pilots every January to April. People would literally fly to LA and sleep on people's couches just to be in LA for auditions for pilots. And then, I'm sure the number has gotten lower over the years, but just this last January through April, there were 11. 11 pilots. And that's partly because the streamers don't have a pilot season. When they greenlight something, they can do it at any point in the year. There's no rhyme or reason to it. But because all of the studios are being purchased by corporations, the studios no longer have the power to make new and exciting and potentially risky material without going through the corporation to get the corporation's approval. The corporation is going to run it through an algorithm, which is going to tell them whether it's going to make them money or not. And they're probably going to say no, unless it's a reboot or a remake or a sequel. And that's just where we're at. And then the other thing they do too is the top 5 or more people on the call sheet. So, number 1 lead through 5th or 6th or 7th character are all celebrity names because everybody's out of work, number 1. And the corporation has put the name through the algorithm, and that name is going to make the movie more money. So, so not only are they only making stuff that they know is going to make them money, they're also only hiring people who they know are going to make them money. And it's just this circle that we're not interested in as humans. And in fact, this last year, some of the most successful stuff we saw was little offshoot things like Obsession or Backrooms, because audiences are tired of the reboot. And then you have Spider-Man, which made gobs and gobs and gobs of money.
Yeah, so $2 billion.
It definitely it works for them. But I think hopefully we're going to start moving towards a better middle ground. I don't know. We'll see.
Would you say with that, and I'll clearly let somebody else jump in here, but with that being said, with the algorithm that you're saying for both a potential, let's try to put this together, this project, but also for hiring, I guess I would use this as a sports analogy, but I'll make it a entertainment analogy here. Let's say if I'm Corporation X and I decide to buy Warner Brothers or Paramount or whoever,
which is happening right now, they're trying to.
But if I'm a corporation running to try to purchase one of these movie studios or entertainment branches, wouldn't I want to trust the people who make the movies, TV shows, whatever it is I'm buying from the company?
Think, like the coaches and the players. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
you would think.
You guys make the movies, you do the TV shows, you do the streaming shows, whatever. I'm going to let the people who do that day to day.
Yeah, definitely not.
Am I off there?
It doesn't make any sense. And the other reason the other problem too is that a lot of stuff ends up being garbage because there were too many hands in the pot. There were too many people at the corporation involved in the decision-making process. And so the project, whatever it is, started off, could have been really amazing. And then you've got all these corporate fingers, and you've got all these producer fingers and executive producer fingers and all these people making changes. And before you know it, it just doesn't look like it did when it started. That's one of the reasons Heated Rivalry was so successful, was because the Canadian company that produced it refused. Like they were really adamant about keeping it as close to the book, which is pretty smutty and scandalous, as they could. And every time they'd reach out to a producer, or producers would approach them, those producers or film studios or corporations wanted some decision making in their contracts, and they said no. To the point where they had to raise the money on their own just to get the series produced. And then they produced it, and then it was bought by HBO here in the States. My question is how much control did HBO amount or get for season 2, if they got any? I'm hoping they didn't get any, because that was like the big story, was that this company outlived the pressure from producers and corporations to make the show the way they wanted to make it. So I don't know. I don't know who knows what the contracts look like, but.
If anybody else has questions, please let us know. Well, you mentioned a couple minutes ago, though, about a project that you were talking about with Amazon. What is that, if people want to check it out?
That I was talking about with Amazon?
Yeah, you were doing some interviews about something.
Oh, got it. Yeah, it's all over my social medias. A few months ago, I'm working for Amazon Flex, which is like an offshoot of the delivery part. It's mostly for the same day stuff, Prime. But I just need to make money. The business is garbage, absolute garbage. We're struggling here in LA. And so I took a picture of me getting ready for a shift. And that picture has like 250,000 views now, and just led to months and months of press about, it started off as the downfall of the child celebrity vibe. And I quickly sort of transitioned us away from that into we all have to do what we have to do to survive in this economy. Gig working, like actors are gig workers. That's the definition of our job. Literally, each acting job is a gig. And when we're not doing the acting gig, we're doing other gigs. So just rephrasing it. And then after that, I did a couple of interviews that led to a whole set of stories about residuals and how awful those are. And then that led to more articles where I talk about how I don't really like to watch Who's the Boss, because I know what that guy was going through at the time. And so it just makes me feel weird to watch the show. I mean, it's just been like this one picture led to months and months of just continuous press. It just keeps coming back. And I'm going to be going to New York to do a talk show next month about all this. So I love it. You just never know what thing is going to be the thing that like goes viral, and leave it to me to be the one where it's that I'm working a regular job like everybody else, because that's what we have to do,
Yeah. Matthew, you raised your hand. You want to bring something up?
So I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm just enjoying listen.
Okay.
But I want to yeah. Is there, I don't know. Is there like, do you have any interest? Do you have any like sentiments you would want? I don't want to say want to. I don't know what anyone wants to do, but about like when. Okay, so you had been in some commercials before Cujo,
Mm-hmm.
and do you have any sentiments regarding like going from like commercials into like a movie that's so you said it wasn't that bad, I guess. You didn't think it was, as far as the fatigue, the physical part of it, I guess. I don't all that, because it does look like a fairly, well, certainly from the movie, the fictionalized movie perspective, it looks grueling. Maybe that's the way that the movie's supposed to look, but I mean, it is. But yeah.
He says it was a pretty grueling shoot. I don't remember it being super grueling, but they also take really good care of kid actors, especially back in that day, right? So they were only allowed to have me on set for a certain number of hours.
That's right. I was aware of that. Yeah.
That's really loud.
That's like the Olsen twins. That's why they were twins, and they not that I'm the expert,
typically it was the whole twins scenario. I don't think that rule had come into effect quite yet back then because they should have used twins. They would have saved them some time, I guess, money.
Yeah. Oh, do you have any? I mean, it wasn't that bad as far as because like when they had you, there was that sort of seizure type thing, and I was like, well, that looks pretty intense. I mean, I really have no idea just what the level was of anything, but
no, I mean, it was intense. It was hard, but it was also fun. I don't know. I was having fun. I mean, we did the seizures a couple of different ways, and none of it looked right.
Now we got us talking about seizures.
My mom was like, well, when you were in the hospital as a baby, you did it like this. And I was like, oh, okay, like this? And she was like, yeah, just like that. And I went to the director and I was like, what if I do it like this? And he was like, oh my God, yeah, let's do that version. Oh. I mean, it was like, it was so silly that it couldn't have been like less scary or grueling. And yet it looks like I look in pain. I look sick. I look all the things. And I'm just sitting there going, what about if I do this instead of this? I don't know. Again, I don't know. You can't really teach a 6-year-old how to sort of do that,
Yeah. I mean, I'm no expert, but I think maybe that's where some of the best, where it comes from. I took an acting class a long time ago, and it was like, that's what I was thinking at the time. I was led to believe maybe you tap into something that's really you. It's really coming from, it's sort of when someone really gets into the role. But I'm,
like I said, it's a little bit of a mix. I have to go soon, but I was I want to tell you this thing. I've been trying since I was a child or as an adult to capture like what it was that I did as a child, as an actor. And it was that I discovered finally that the whole brain off to the side thing. And so that's kind of how I teach acting now. For me, you do pull from your life experiences, but only in rehearsal. So that when you're in performance, you're so committed to the character that it's mostly the character's brain to the point where you're actually having thoughts, inner monologue in the voice of the character rather than in your voice. You're off to the side, just kind of watching. And I feel like that's the only way I can explain how it is I did what I did, because I was able to go in and then come out in and feel nothing, right? Because I'm sort of off. It's almost as if I'm sort of watching myself, right? But it's something, it took me a really long time to learn how to do that or what that means. And I'm still trying to figure it out, to be honest.
Thanks, Matt.
So how do you
listen? Go ahead, sir.
What are your sentiments about like when you went from Cujo to forgive me if I missed
right? Who's the boss?
That gray area. Yeah.
I mean, Who's the Boss was the easiest gig there is. I mean, compared, and in fact, if you go watch the Entertainment Tonight interview I just did a few months ago now, they have a clip of me from like first week of Who's the Boss. And me, a 6-year-old, 6.5, I'm like, yeah, this isn't really hard. I used to, I mean, I literally like just old man energy, just full like, yeah, this is really easy. This isn't hard at all. Right. It's so funny. And it's so true. Like to go from Cujo to Who's the Boss. I mean, sitcom does not require much at all as an actor, right? Just there to have fun and make it happen.
Yeah.
Well, before we let you go, I let you go, sir, where can people find you social-wise if they want to?
Oh, everywhere. It's all the same. It's all Danny Pintauro, wherever you look. I'm pretty strong on Instagram, and I go live at least 2 or 3 times a week on TikTok, building my book nooks, because my little side job, one of my various gigs, is to build book nooks for people. So that's why I was doing before coming live with you. I was putting together someone's order. So I'm going to do that some more after we sign off.
Danny, I'm always on TikTok every Friday night. So
cool. Love it.
My podcast is Horror Movie Warriors.
All right. I'll stop by for sure.
All right.
Yes.
Horror Movie Warrior. I love it.
All right. I will forward that to Danny as well.
All right.
Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your night, sir.
Have a great one.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.